Okay, there we go. So created by Mark Zuckerberg, Threads is connected to Instagram. For anyone that has an Instagram account, it's super easy to create a Threads profile. Once you download the app, it's going to ask you if you want to follow all the same people, if you want to import your same bio and same photo to really have that seamless transition onto Threads from Instagram. So far, in 24 hours from the Thursday to the Friday of last week, there was 100 million downloads of Threads. It is it's the quickest downloaded app in history right now. That being said, we have no idea where it's going to go. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's going to be a great app or that every single person needs to be on it. But I do want to make sure that you have some foundational elements of Threads and how to really get into it, and some of the stories that I've already gotten from Threads. So if I could explain Threads in one word on how it's going to help your business, that word is just going to be referrals. From the moment I downloaded Threads, I didn't think about putting my photos or videos on there like I do Instagram. I treat it as if I was on Twitter. It's basically Twitter for Instagram, owned by some other billionaire. That's what we're looking at here. And so I picked up my phone, decided, okay, this weekend I'm going to put morning coffee and Threads. And that's all I put, just like a tweet, just very generic, not to anybody. From that, I actually had Jody Woods from Realty Executives in Vegas reach out to me on Threads, just comment, say, hey, just checking in. I'm Jody. I also work at Realty Executives. I've never met her, but we happen to follow each other. I've never seen her post on Instagram. I don't think she's ever interacted with my posts on Instagram, but because Threads I agreed to follow everyone I follow on Instagram, Jody seems to be more active on Threads than she is posting on Instagram. I know a lot of people don't like posting their face on Instagram or don't have time to upload graphics on Instagram. Threads is really meant to just be a text-based platform. So it could be one of the ways that you market instead of using your face or spending time making graphics. You also have collaboration. Much of Threads is conversation. Much of what I like about coming into the office is that we do end up, going on tangents, going over here to this conversation, to that conversation, and we get a lot of good tips and tools out of it. So that's something that I'm already seeing on Threads. People are conversing with each other that, maybe they didn't converse on Instagram, or maybe they weren't as active on Instagram. And on Threads, people are starting to make those conversations and collaborative efforts. One person actually commented that it is like a giant group chat. In a group chat, I don't know about you guys, but one of the things that I like to do is just ask questions. And as of right now, I can go on Threads and I can all but guarantee you the entire screen is just going to be questions. And yeah, what impacts do you think this will have on GTA's real estate market? They're talking about Bank of Canada increase, awesome deal. I just need to know blah, blah, blah. Should I be on Threads? Like, people are just asking questions and finding ways to interact with other people. And from that, building relationships. I will say, for anyone that is thinking about going on Threads, promoting their business listings, open houses, etc., Threads is probably not the space to do that. We're already seeing a decrease of engagement through posts of listing videos, open houses, anything like that. So although I do recommend, always posting the same on Facebook and Instagram, LinkedIn, etc., because Threads is a text-based platform, it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little more relaxed. It's not going to be as intense. And it's not going to be something that, you're going to lose engagement on if you post more than once a day. A lot of people will post 7-8 times a day. Some people only post once a day. If you're engaging on Threads, people are going to see it, because although there's a huge number of downloads, a lot of people aren't using it because they don't know what to do with it. And I want to make sure that if you do download it, you do know what to do with it, so that you are being seen and you are making those collaborative efforts. Jackie, does that answer any questions that you may have had since opening the app? I think other than Herbert, you might be the only one that has it.
Yeah, that's sort of what I was looking at it like, is just a Twitter, which I don't do. So this is better.
Yes. Yeah. I also love the fact that you have the option to just follow everyone that you follow on Instagram. It makes it super easy. And I think in about 2 days, because everyone's getting the notification that I'm following them, in about 2-3 days, I think I had over 70 followers already. And that's not because I was super active. It's just because everyone was getting notified that I was following them. I will say, one of the other things we want to do is think about, who are we marketing to? Who is our desired demographic? The video that I just recently put out on Instagram was one about our agents advertising in the newspaper. Now, the reason Nancy advertises in the local newspaper is that's because where her desired demographic is. That's what they do. They read the local newspaper, and she knows that. So she's meeting her audience where they are. We have a lot of other executives. Oh, hello. Oh, yay. Hi, everybody. We have a lot of other executives who don't do a ton of social media marketing, because they focus on posting in their cultural groups, their heritage groups, stuff like that. And that's how they get their leads. So you want to be meeting your audience where they are. If your audience is not on Threads, if you have an older demographic, or a demographic that would prefer to hear from you in person or through videos, then maybe Threads is not for you. But if you are looking for, especially first-time home buyers, I know Rhea loves working with first-time home buyers that are closer to her age. Threads, I definitely recommend for her, because she has to meet her audience where they are. And that's who's on Threads right now. So can anyone give me an example right now that they have of what they would post on Threads to cultivate engagement, cultivate networking? Any examples?
Just the interest rate hike today.
Yep. So would you be posing a question? Would you be stating it? How would you be interacting?
Yeah, I think how do you think the interest rate hike is going to impact the market?
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really all you need to do. It's that simple. I know when we get to talking about Instagram and Facebook, it gets a bit more complicated, because those are photo or video based platforms. But the really cool thing is, if you're kind of starting to get into the video content making, all of that, starting with Threads and asking those questions can easily be turned into posting a video. I'm not asking you guys to, roll out the red carpet and high-tech cameras to get into video marketing. But if Julia were to just turn on her phone and ask that question, there's 3-4 seconds, a 3-4 second video that she can post on her Instagram or Facebook and have the same interaction, probably more than she would have on Threads with that question. Threads is a really great starting space if you're not someone who's active anywhere else. And I just want to say hi to Frank. I know he's joining us a bit late, but happy to have you. Frank, has anyone in your office or yourself heard anything, downloaded Threads, anything like that? Oh, hi, Angela. Okay, same question. Have you downloaded Threads at all, or anyone in the office? Have you heard rumblings about Threads? No one has said anything yet. Okay, good starting space then. Yeah, so the main things with Threads is referrals, connecting with those other agents that you've worked with, other agents in the, yeah, Gary's considering it. Absolutely, people should be considering it. referrals from agents you've worked with, connecting with agents, other executives in the office. Like I said, we have Jody in Vegas that is now someone that I just met through Threads. We have the collaboration and meeting the audience where they are. Through any of what I've just said, does anyone think that they're going to download Threads?
I did it already.
Yes, good. Mike, yes. Anyone else? You can unmute, you can raise a hand. All right, no one's convinced. That's okay. Yay, Beth just downloaded it. So, like I said, it might not be for you. It might not be where your audience is. It is always good to just learn more about what's out there. Now, Instagram has seen a bit of a downtake in engagement since Threads has come out. So if you're seeing a downtake in your Instagram engagement, likes, views, etc., don't worry, it's not you. Keep doing what you're doing. James just downloaded it. Amazing. Just keep doing what you're doing unless you're not doing anything. The video that you're posting is better than the one that you're not posting. I don't care if the lighting is bad. I don't care if you don't like what your hair looks like. The video you're posting is better than the one you're not posting because it's about the content. Are you giving them educational content? When you're asking questions, do they feel engaged? Do they feel like they can get answers from you? These are things that we really need to be thinking about. Now,
and just to add to what Michelle's saying, you also have to think about, one posting is not going to do it. Like if you just post something on Threads and that's it, and you didn't get any engagement, it doesn't mean that that's a failure. It just means you got to change what you do and do it consistently. It's going to take a number of posts before you start seeing some kind of engagement. And it starts with that. And what I found and what I've been noticing too is it starts with that video and it starts with a thread and it starts with a tweet. And then as it progresses, you'll start noticing content that you're going to be like, oh, wait a second, I can post about that and I can talk about this. And it develops from there. But it starts with that one post and it's like a domino effect. It starts.
No, absolutely. I agree. The consistency and really just not giving up, not getting, kind of bogged down by low engagement. I know, Herbert, if you want to share, I know that you've been posting really great videos and just recently you've had an uptick in views. I know we had actually just had the conversation this morning that your Facebook views were low or they were non-existent. And then you had posted another video on a different platform on TikTok and it did really well. So do you want to talk a little bit about your consistency and kind of that feeling of when it does work, how satisfying that is?
Yeah, it's amazing. So what I'll do is I'll post a video, and what I'll do is I'll get that video and I'll post it on multiple channels just to see how that one video is working on all those channels. So Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, and now Threads as well. And I'll gauge that interaction. And so far, TikTok is just winning hands down. And it's the exact same video I posted everywhere else. But for whatever reason, TikTok and Instagram, it is just skyrocketing. And these are brand new people. These are not my friends or family looking at these videos. I mean, we're talking 300 plus on just one 15-second video.
Yeah, and I think it's a really great example as well of, knowing your audience. Your audience on TikTok is there to watch videos. Your audience on Twitter or Threads is probably not there. So that's not why they're there. They're there to, do a quick one sentence read and move on. So you will learn as you post, as you get more consistent, as you increase the number of platforms that you're on, that engagement will be different. And you just have to learn how to meet your audience where they are. Is there anyone that has had a similar experience where one platform might be doing very well, one might not be doing as well? I know for myself, Facebook it doesn't do that great for me. I have more traction on my personal page than on the business page, which is very, very common. So I still am consistently posting on the business page, and I have seen a pretty good increase in the engagement, likes, views, etc. But I'm still nowhere near getting that engagement that I'm getting on Instagram anywhere else. So I know a lot of my time is going to be spent on Instagram. Now, last week we had 3 of our agents join us who all dedicated 3 tasks for themselves for the week. Now, I know everyone's been working super, super hard at getting those tasks done, but what I love to see is when those tasks aren't getting done the way that we had planned, other tasks are happening as well. So, for example, Ina, I hope you don't mind me sharing that our goals were to make 3 videos for the week. Now, although that hasn't happened yet, Ina's actually taken upon herself to try 3 other things. She's posted market stats, she's posted blogs, and she's posted on her feed on Instagram and Facebook. And although it's not what we planned, it's something. And as I was saying about the videos, the one that you're posting, anything you're posting is better than not posting. I had an interesting conversation with one of our agents who did our social media audit. And she said, I really think I have to be on social media because I've had 3 people now ask me how retirement is going, and I am not retired. So I need to be much more active where my audience is. So keeping that in mind, and as Herbert said, consistency, not getting bogged down by, logos or things not working.
What?
I would like everyone to make 3 commitments right now for the next week, whether you want to verbally express them in this Zoom or send me a message, text me later. I want everyone right now to take 10 minutes and think, okay, what are 3 things that I can do before next Wednesday to be more consistent, to be where my audience is, and to make sure that no one thinks I'm retired, because that was a very hard conversation to have with someone. So 10 minutes, either write it in the chat, message me directly, whatever makes you feel more comfortable, but I want to know what those 3 commitments are.
And just to help everybody too, I had a wonderful conversation with Lorena yesterday. And she's like, Herbie, I don't know what to post. I don't know what content I should film. I don't want to film myself. Like, what do I do? And I gave her some ideas. And I'm like, listen, you can talk about your community. You can talk about restaurants. You can talk about things that interest you. And we were talking and we came across an African bakery that makes a specialized bread. And I'm like, why don't you call them and do an interview with them? And her eyes lit up. She called them yesterday. She's going to go and visit them today just to book a time to do a quick video. And all we're going to do is we're just going to talk about the bakery. We're going to talk about why they opened it, why that bread is so special. And now the ideas that popped in her head is like, wait a second, I can now reach out to other communities as well and talk about their stuff, providing free content for them, and she gets content. Everybody wins in this one. So these are ideas that you can come up with too. It doesn't necessarily have to be about real estate. It can be about anything that interests you that you can post up.
Yeah, absolutely. I am just going to answer while you guys kind of write down your commitments, really think about that. James asked a really good question. I have 2 Instagram accounts. How can I merge them if possible? Now, Julia and I actually went through this last week. It is something that I've seen the issue come up a few times. There's one way to do it where you can actually switch your personal accounts to business accounts and have them work in tandem. But to merge 2 Instagram accounts, it's not quite possible. you are not able to kind of overlap the followers and following, I would say dedicate your time to the account that is most active, that has most of your audience in there. And you can, if it's a personal account, switch it to a business account. But James, if you want to chat afterwards, we can kind of walk through how you're going to do that. But yes, unfortunately, Instagram has not gotten to the point where we can just merge accounts.
But you couldn't just copy your personal accounts into your business, right? And invite them. And I haven't figured out a fast way to do that yet, but I'm sure there is.
Yes, as a free service, I don't think it's a possibility to do it any faster than just going in and following everybody. But there are paid services that, you know, you pay a certain amount of money, they're more than welcome to do it for you. But yeah, if you find one account has, I think, Julia, we're at 400 followers on one account and not quite 300 on the other. So you just take the one with the most and follow the rest from your other account. And it's a slow and tedious process, but in the long run, it's a lot better. While we sit here, I do want to get some people to share either verbally or in the chat at least one of their commitments, so we can kind of share our collective thoughts on best practices. We did it last week where we actually were able to go in live and use ChatGPT, which worked really well. Has anyone here had major success with ChatGPT? Anyone want to learn more about ChatGPT? I know that James had success last week with getting a listing description from ChatGPT. It's about 80% correct, so you do always have to go in and double check. But Herbert, what were your thoughts on ChatGPT so far? I can't hear you. Oh.
Yeah, so I've used it to get ideas. So what I'll do is the more specific you are with ChatGPT with the question that you're asking, the better the results. So if you wanted to do, let's say, a 15-second Instagram post, tell that to ChatGPT. Instagram post, 15 seconds, write me something regarding the interest rates in Canada going up, be specific. And it will spit out some information. And then from there, you can go and make it your own at that point.
Yeah, it's a really great one. Beth, thank you so much for sharing. With comment just made on the bakery, work in a more rural area. So this actually reminded me, and Jackie, if you don't mind sharing, Jackie does what is called weekend wandering posts. And I know that every weekend, Jackie's going to be posting something about either her community or another community that she visited. Jackie, have you seen good engagement from these posts, comments, likes, etc.?
Yeah, and I actually started doing that because it was, I wanted to go into businesses, just like you were saying about the bread. That's what I wanted to do. And that was my goal, is to go somewhere new every weekend. And I just found I would go somewhere and I was just too shy to talk to people or just to, to call them or anything. I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to post pictures of this place, or like go into this store and ask if I can just take a few photos, and then I'd post about it. And then I kind of go sometimes out of town or to other places, even if it's just because I'm going to my kids' baseball tournament or something. I'll find something there to post and be like, oh, hey, has anyone been to this waterfall before? And yeah, I find I do get a lot of comments on it. So it's been pretty good. Or people send me messages saying they've wanted to go there and thank you for posting it. So it is good.
Yeah, and it's exactly thank you for sharing, by the way. It's exactly what Herbert was talking about. It's those non-real estate related posts that, you know, not everyone's going to have real estate needs right now, but you need to be engaging with people. For example, I know Mike, I think a couple weeks ago went to a car show and had posted about it. And I'm not someone that has real estate needs, but I thought it was awesome to see him out in the community and posting something really cool that caught my eye. So it's those types of things, exactly like the weekend wandering, that might have higher engagement, and, you know, on the side, they definitely remember that you're in real estate. I also have Bunny committing to 3 videos before next Wednesday. Now, is there anyone that is weary of video marketing, that maybe doesn't feel super comfortable video marketing? Yeah, I totally get it. As Scott can attest to, I am not someone that ever wanted my face on social media. I was, you know, I'm only posting to my friends. I don't want anyone taking my picture or sharing it. And unfortunately for me, I kind of have to just get over that, because I have not seen higher engagement on my Instagram, on the Realty Executives regional page, other than when I post my face. And it's just a good reminder that you are having a conversation with someone. You are in the palm of their hand. And the best way to do that is a face-to-face conversation, so to speak. So one of the things that Bunny and I have done, because I hope she doesn't mind me sharing, that she's also not someone that was always comfortable making videos and sharing them. So one of the things that we dedicated to was, instead of posting the videos, she was just going to record videos and send them to me. It's one step away from posting publicly, but it gets you kind of out of your shell. It works really well, and she didn't change anything about the video. She's still, you know, taking the videos in her car. It's the same content, but because she was able to see that, you know, I really enjoyed the videos, I'm actually someone that took something away from them, she felt more comfortable sharing them. Now, if anyone would like to do something like that, maybe you're not super comfortable sharing online yet, but want to get into the practice of recording and sharing with someone, please let me know. I'm happy to give you my cell phone number and you can just message me whenever. There's also the opportunity, if you feel like, I don't know how to edit this video, or I took this video and I'm saying, yeah, okay, a lot. There are ways that I can help you with that. So if you want, I'm going to put my cell phone number in the chat. Message me and just say, hey, this is something that I'm interested in. I have videos I want to edit, or I just am not ready to share them publicly, but would love to get your input. Absolutely do that. There we go. Now, I did have some people say that they were interested in learning more about ChatGPT. And I think Herbert's comment was the best. You got to be specific. And one of the things about ChatGPT is that, and Herbert, correct me if I'm wrong, it only has information up till 2022. Is that correct?
That I'm not aware of in terms of where it's pulling that information. I don't know.
Okay. Because I did try the other day asking it something about threads, and it had no idea what I was talking about. So I do find that really interesting. However, generally speaking, it really does know what it's talking about with a correct percentage of 80%. It does really well. It needs a quick overview, but some of the things that we can ask it, I'm actually just going to pull up my own ChatGPT and we can kind of go through it. So you want to go to OpenAI, and I'll actually just put the link in the chat so you guys can go over whenever. There you go. All right, so here we have, write me a blog post about an apprenticeship program with the following details. So I did have to put details in there, 6-week program, hands-on training, direct support, etc. However, with all those details, it was actually able to write me an introduction, transformative apprenticeship program, hands-on training and real-world success. Support, like this is long. This is a blog post. And then I can also edit this because it's in the same chat. Basically, ChatGPT will hold this answer and it will then populate any edits based on what you tell it. So I wanted ChatGPT to give this article an inviting and intriguing title. So this title has to do with this blog, which I think is really, really cool because whatever chat you're working in, you can continue that conversation. You can continue editing in the same chat. Another great one. What did I ask it here? Oh, write me a short Instagram caption about the first day of summer and the real estate market. Make it funny. Sun's out, fun's out. Now I know that Sam actually had a really funny one come out of ChatGPT. I can't remember off the top of my head what it was, but it kind of got me in the idea of, okay, even if I have a thought or I have some notes on a topic, I can actually put it into ChatGPT and ask it to make it funny, make it sarcastic, make it whatever I want. So for that, it's really, really cool. And there's actually a speaker at Realtor Quest who referred to it as the automated productivity assistant, something like that. And I was very weary about trying ChatGPT. Spent a lot of time in school and I figured, my brain's got this, we're good. And I will tell you right now, ChatGPT has helped me out a ton. If you're kind of lost on, you only have made 1 or 2 commitments to yourself for the week, I do want you to make one to try out ChatGPT. I think in the long run, it will help you kind of generate the stuff that makes you weary of social media, such as captions, such as content ideas. Because if you don't have listings, open houses, etc., I find that that's where agents falter is, what do I post that's not real estate related? And while I have shared ideas with you and will continue to, after this session, send a whole list of non-real estate related items, ChatGPT is really, really great at producing those ideas, writing those captions, all of that good stuff. Is there anyone that would like me to put something into ChatGPT right now, that they have an idea that they want to see kind of how it works, whether it be, listing description or blog titles that you need, or an actual blog for? Any thoughts on that? All right, so that means you guys are going to do it all yourself and you guys are going to have your own fun with ChatGPT then? Yes? Yes, good. So I've only received played around with it quite a bit. Yeah, it's a really good one. The other thing that we can talk about is Canva. Now, how many people here use Canva quite frequently or know a lot about Canva? Yes, Julia, Mike, good. Yes, Herbert, yay. Ina, Jackie, good.
I actually bought some Instagram templates from a company because
Okay.
I don't want to recreate the wheel. And
Yep.
so I bought a package from 4th Street. It was
Okay.
$25. And then you load it into Canva, and then you can just do your updates using that. So it's kind of already set up and framed, and then you don't have to recreate the wheel. And they're quite beautiful. So
I was gonna say, is it like your theme colors? Is it customizable that way, or?
yeah,
Yeah.
but they give you kind of the look. You know, you choose a look that you like, and then
Okay.
like there's an urban one, there's a modern one, there's contemporary, there's cottagey ones. So and then they do the whole package for you. And I bought them quite some time ago, and I haven't really used them, but I think I'm just going to resign myself to not recreating the wheel because that seems to hold me up.
Yeah. And that's actually a great thing, is just sticking to what works. We don't need to be recreating the wheel. We don't need to be revitalizing every single aspect of it. There is on Prime Agent in the marketing library a huge deck of templates that are customizable in Canva. I know some of our agents already use them. Mike's got a whole deck ready to go with his contact information, profile picture, all of that. Does anyone want a refresher on where these are in Prime Agent? I'm happy to share my screen, and yeah. All right, so if I go into Prime Agent, I'm then going to my marketing library. And I am scrolling all the way down to the social media asset library. Now at the top here, we have single photo listing templates, multi-listing templates, testimonial templates. So let's go ahead and click on single photo. The instructions here are for easy editing. We recommend that you use Canva. Click here to access all of the single photo listing templates. Remember to make a copy of the template before you begin any edits. So if I click here, a template created by Alicia, shared with you, start designing now. So if I go to use template, this big stop sign is going to come up. Do not edit this template. Before you begin to make edits, please make a copy. So it does show you exactly how to make a copy. So if we go to file here, we click on make a copy. This one is 100% customizable to you. So I'm going to go over here and change the title, put custom, and then I'm going to get rid of these very scary pages that keep yelling at me. And then I'm ready to go. So 100% of these templates are customizable. This photo, gone. This information, easily gone. Logo, I want to change. Photo is already set up. All I have to do is drag it for the aspects to be there. Anytime you see this greenery with the backdrop, clouds and sky, all you got to do is go to your uploads, what have you, and drag over a photo. Let's say this is a house. This is the address. I now have something to post on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. I go over to my share button. I download. Now, I don't need to download all 23. I didn't spend that much time on this, but I do want to download the current page I have selected. Current page, done, download. Come over here to my downloads. And that's exactly what it's going to look like. So that is my new address post for Instagram and Facebook. I will say you do want to be spending a bit of front end work, putting in your, photo and address and all of that. And there are very easy ways for you to just copy and paste all that information per template. And it helps a lot when you have templates already set up for you. Like Julia said, you don't want to be spending so much time getting stuck in the creation of it, and you really just want to get that content out. So I would like everyone to share how many posts they think they're going to make this week. Between now and next Wednesday, how many posts are you making on your social medias?
Are they going to do a luxury logo in this stuff?
Let's see. There is a modern look one. Let me see what that looks like. The modern look one might be the closest, but I'll ask Lindsay what their plan is for the luxury home marketing.
Because they could just put it in, because I have access to that portal, so they
Yeah.
could put it in there and then it would be usable. And so some of those luxury ones some of the ones on the other side are actually pretty close to looking luxury. They just have to change out the logos.
Yes, yeah.
Because you can't move the logo, right? The Realty Executives one?
You can, but if they're going to be doing a luxury home collection, it should be marketed the same way as the signs. So it would be something that if they can't do, that is something that I'm more than happy to create. But I do think it's a good point to have the luxury home marketing in the Canva templates. Awesome. Jackie's going to do 3 postings between now and next Wednesday. Anyone else interested in making a commitment? Everyone's scared of commitment here. I get it. Don't worry.
Mike is committing.
Not the
How
time,
many?
but, 3.
3? Good. Herbert, how about yourself?
Yeah, 3 for sure.
Good. I know Bunny is 3. I know that James is coming out with more content about his very unique listing. Very excited to see that. James and Herbert, do you want to talk a bit about collaborating on making those videos for the new listing that James has coming?
James, you want to take it or you want me to go for it?
Herbert, I think you're good to go.
I guess I'm going to go. Okay. So I communicated with James. We're going to meet up hopefully this Friday to go over that house again. It's going to be decluttered, and so we're going to do hopefully some interior shots and stuff like that, and just talk about the house. And what I was telling James, it doesn't have to be scripted. It doesn't have to be anything. Just talk about the house, and any of the uhs and ums and the pauses that can be edited out very easily in your laptop, or however you want to do it. It's super quick, but one video in itself can generate 5 postings easily. Yeah, I helped James come out of his shell there at the last video that we did, and I still have a lot of content that I haven't even posted yet from meeting James. And I was only there for an hour, and I already have a ton of content that I haven't posted yet. For example, we interviewed Val, the owner of that house. We interviewed her, we did a quick video, and we're going to go back again and do more interviews with her about the history of that house and all of that. And it was really fascinating talking to her. So her alone has a ton of already content that we can use. Never mind what James is going to be doing to that house. So one house, hundreds of postings.
Yeah, and that's a really good point you make. You're only there for an hour. And if you can say, I'm gonna spend, 30, 60 minutes creating video content, creating some type of content, and you spend another 30, 45 minutes either editing it or scheduling it to go out, this is not a lot of time. But it's huge potential, huge reach. And when we introduce Threads, it takes even less time because Threads is just going to be text-based. It's just going to be spending those 2 seconds, 3 seconds, asking the questions to your audience, not worrying about, how this video is edited or how this photo's portraying me, whatever. Threads becomes that text-based only platform that we still get our message across to people without spending all that time, video editing or whatever you're spending time on. I will say, I know it's new, but if you're looking to just start putting information out there, you're not ready to commit to making videos, Threads is a good way to go. You have your Instagram audience there. You have people that know you there already. So it is a really great space. It's easy to download in the App Store, connect it seamlessly to your Instagram. If you have any problems, please ask me. My cell phone number is in the chat. You guys all have my email. So anytime, let me know. I've seen such change in the people that have started doing videos, and it's so great to see. I know James was nervous doing it, but he did so great. And yeah, it was so good. And the content is amazing. The sit down with Val was great. Bunny's getting super comfortable now, just, sitting in her car, taking videos, and everyone has to start somewhere, right? So if
Just
you
like James said, in the chat, it's like, how do I start? Or, how do I do this? Listen, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. If you have kids, if you have a niece, nephew, even if you have a kid who lives next door to you, a neighbor, tell them, hey, can you record some content for me and show me how to do it on Instagram or on anything? They'll show you. They'll do it in 2 seconds. And for the video coming up on Friday, I'm grabbing my 15-year-old daughter and like, hey, can you film me and then upload it to wherever? And she'll do it because that's what they love doing it. So why not?
Can I ask a question, please?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so does anyone have stats on their conversion from the posts that you're making? So when you post, how many leads are you getting, and what's the conversion rate for the leads? Does anyone have stats on that?
I would say the person to definitely ask, and I will ask her and share her thoughts, is Rhea. She does it for herself and has communicated a lot with other agents for those answers. So I will definitely get those from her and follow up to this with those answers. I know that I don't market the same as you guys. I'm not marketing to buyers or sellers, but I have found that the consistency of posting has actually brought in a lot of agents from other brokerages that I've never met. They comment, they ask questions, and you never know what can come. So I'm not saying that these are hot leads, but for me, as someone who's doing our marketing for the purposes of recruiting, I'm now interacting and having conversations with people that I was not before, just because they've seen my content. I've been using, hashtags and themes that are happening, such as market stats or what have you. So it's knowing that who you're targeting, knowing where they are. So if you have a lot of connections on Instagram with people that you think will buy or sell a home, use that platform. If you have a lot of business connections on LinkedIn who will refer you, or other real estate agents you want to connect with through referrals on LinkedIn, use LinkedIn. I recommend using Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, all of it, but I also don't want to overwhelm everybody. I don't want everyone to have all these accounts and then not use them. So if you're currently just looking at where your audience is, you need to market to them.
So I think what I'm kind of trying to get some information on is, for you to know where your audience is, you have to monitor the results. You got to look at what you're getting back. So, for example, if you're on TikTok and you're getting 18-year-olds commenting on your post, that's not relevant to what you're doing. It might be nice, but they're called vanity metrics. It doesn't help your business in any way. So I think what I'm looking for, and there's so many people here, if anybody can help out, is because I'm new, is how do you monitor your stats? How do you know that your message is getting to your target market?
I would say, to know the target market, you want to be using a business account through Facebook and Instagram and looking at insights. Now, I know Herbert and I both used it this morning. He was actually talking about his demographic. Herbert, do you want to talk about this a bit?
Yeah, so every day I check my insights just to see what's going on. And to answer you, Anita, it's the postings that I've been doing, I have seen a dramatic increase. 78% is coming from Canada, which was very strange that 14% was coming from Australia. So it was very strange. The demographic that I'm hitting right now is mostly male. Female is obviously the next one, but not as much. So that gives me ideas of what to talk about. Maybe I got to change the strategy a little bit to try to even that number out. The age group that Facebook has been telling me is I'm hitting between 25 to 35 is the main group looking at my videos, which is fantastic news, because that's who I want to hit is the young people who want to buy something new, and the people who already are established in their career are looking to either buy or sell at that point. To answer your other question too, Anita, is the videos that I've been posting and just on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all of that stuff, people have been approaching me. People that I don't normally talk to are approaching me and saying, hey, I've seen your video, I really like it. And that's telling me that the reach is there, it's getting there, you know, and maybe today they're not going to buy, but with consistency, I know something is going to come out of it, right? It's not going to be instant. And you got to think about.
So Herbert, I totally get that. Like, I've operated social media accounts, but I think what I'm saying is there are people who are on Facebook, they're lead generators. This is what they do for a living. That means that if we're not getting leads from these ads or these posts, there's something we're not doing right. And this is a forum where we can share experiences. I think that's why I'm asking these questions, so that if anybody knows, please share how can you get consistent leads. I know people, realtors, actually I spoke to one of them, he's in a Facebook group, and he told me what he does to generate leads, and he actually turns off his ads sometimes because he has so many leads that he's chasing, that he's now nurturing. So I want to get to that point, and I think having this discussion about are you actually getting leads? So I did try one of the ads. I got a lead, but it was not a valid lead, so to speak. So some people, they want to download what you've posted or whatever it is, but they don't give you the accurate information. So when you try, it bounces back and all that stuff. But if you're getting at least 50 leads from an ad, hopefully one of them should be real. And I think that's where we want to get to with social media, as in, yes, it's good to have people view you and the reach, that's great. But I think I'm becoming a little more targeted in the sense that I want to be able to have enough leads so that I can get at least one. because there is a number you have to reach to be able to get one valid lead, right? And then from there, track how many appointments do I get from that lead. So it's like, I think that's the information. Like, I'm looking for something a little more solid and grounded. So it's good to know the rudiments. How do you post? What do you post? But it's also good to know when you do post, what sort of ads are you posting? Even to target people on the ads is important. So if my reach is people who are 50 years male, but if they are not reaching out to me, then perhaps that's not my market. Perhaps that message isn't for them. And I need to be able to see that from the inside. So I think maybe that's what I'm looking for. How do you interpret the insights? And it's only someone who's done this, who's actually getting leads, and from those leads getting appointments, who can say to you, okay, here's how you can structure your Facebook ads. So the guy who spoke to me, he has a mentor, and the mentor takes him through the marketing, and that's how he's able to generate those results. Truth is, I tried it. One thing he gave me, and that's how I got the lead I got. So they do know what they're saying. Now, the guy sells this information. It's either you join his brokerage or you pay for his courses. I'm not doing either. But I think having a forum like this where we're determined to post, I think the next level is now, let's get some results. Let's get the leads, let's get the appointments, and so forth.
Yeah, so just to answer, I got 2 points to make on that regarding leads and all that. Number one, whenever large corporations like Nike, they don't post out one video, they post multiple videos to try to get your money to buy their product. So it's a consistent thing that needs to be done in order to get your clients to contact you. That's number one. Number two, you got to look at ways that works for you. So for example, what worked for me was I approached Scott. He had a lease listing for Hamilton. And I said, hey, Scott, can I advertise that on Facebook Marketplace? He's like, yes, of course. The amount of leads that I got from Facebook Marketplace has been absolutely crazy. It's been 30 leads that I've gotten so far in the past couple of days. Out of those 30, I got 3 solid leads who do want to either lease right now, and based on the conversation we had, they want to lease right now to buy at a later date. So I'll help them with their lease right now, and then a year or 2 from now, they want to buy. Hopefully, based on, once I have a good relationship with them, they're going to buy from me. So it starts with that. So you don't have to pay for that. That's Facebook Marketplace is actually free, and it's been absolutely crazy the amount of leads I've been getting.
Okay, Herbert, so I'm going to connect with you after this call. I'm calling you after this call so we can talk about that. This is actually what I'm asking for. So, okay, I'll call you after. Thank you.
Now, I will say, Herbert, I know you did some boosted posts for some videos and such. And then, you also posted Facebook Marketplace. Between the two, between paying for the boosted post and posting in Facebook Marketplace, what did better?
In terms of views, the boosted posts did very well. I seen crazy numbers. In terms of people reaching out to me for more information, the Facebook Marketplace was absolutely killer.
Yeah.
Now, out of those 30 people, a lot of them were just, they weren't serious about looking for places, or they just didn't meet that criteria. The way I filtered those people was, hey, send me your email. I will forward you the rental application form, fill it out, and then we can go and talk about viewing the place. Just with that alone, a lot of people were like, yeah, I'm not giving you info. And I'm like, perfect, I don't want to deal with you. But out of those 30, 3 did send me back their information, and I'm now going to be working with them to find them a lease.
Yeah, so boost equals views, Marketplace right now is getting more leads.
And this was, Bunny was the one that told me about this, is like, look for postings And that's why we get those daily postings. Reach out to that agent and say, hey, can I promote it on Facebook Marketplace? Most likely they'll say yes, and there you go. You'll start getting those leads from those people. You just got to know how to filter them out, because a lot of people will say, yes, I want to go and view it. I'm like, hold on, I need some info first.
Yeah, but I'm so happy there was, success with that. That was awesome. I never.
Yeah, and I remember Rhea saying too that a lot of the clients that she's dealing with right now, that she helped get a lease, are now looking to buy. And guess who they reached out to? Back to her again, because they're like, oh, I really like the way you deal with that lease. I'm ready to buy. And now she's helping people to buy a house. So I think it's a wonderful way of getting leads.
Yeah, just getting into that long game, really.
Open House too has performed really well, because you get to meet people face to face, talk to them. Tommy found somebody from an open house. They just walked in, they looked at the house, I wasn't interested, but Tommy spoke to them, got their contact info, and now they're actively looking to buy a place. So open houses as well. So, I think it was Nasir posted recently to the group that he's looking for somebody to do an open house. Anita, that's something that you might be able to check out.
Yeah, I know,
Okay.
we have a ton of agents that.
I have it. Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I love those ideas. Herbert has such great ideas. And yeah, thanks.
It's not me, it's Bunny. This is just Bunny. I'm repeating what Bunny had told me. That's all.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, and that's, part of being able to do these sessions is, I know everyone's kind of scattered, so I want to make sure we're still getting that collaborative work that, myself, Bunny, Herbert, Mike, we get from being in the office. I want to make sure everyone's getting that. Is there something that anyone wanted to talk about that we haven't talked about yet, you want more information on, you want to share with us maybe a tip or a tool that you found has worked in the last week with marketing, social media marketing, whether that's drip campaigns?
I just had a question if we're gonna do a session on TikTok in the future.
Yeah, how about next week?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
all right, let's make sure everyone's getting ready to get in front of the camera then. I'm excited. I will say I saw one of the realtors actually on the second floor, our lovely friends at Remax, and he's posting these videos on TikTok. And because of the consistency and because of the content that he's posting, he's asking questions, he's answering those questions. He's getting really, really high views, like thousands of views. And from that, he's also getting people commenting, being like, oh, I didn't know that. That's so great. Thanks for sharing, etc. So this is what I would say is, you're maybe not getting a hot lead and you're maybe not getting someone immediately, but you're presenting yourself as having all the answers. You are the expert. You are the knowledge base in that area in real estate. And I think that's really, really important too. And when we talk about TikTok next week, I'm actually going to see if this agent wants to join us and share kind of what he did to generate these videos, and how he decided, okay, TikTok is going to be my platform. So thank you, Mike. That's actually really good. I was kind of lost for what to do next week. So it's a good topic. Anyone else have any questions or things that they want to talk about? Anything that you would like me to try out, whether that's ChatGPT, Threads, any questions that I can kind of work on live right now? No? Okay. So everyone should have their 3 commitments written down somewhere. Whether it's in your phone, whether it's in a text to me, whether it's in the chat on Zoom. Somewhere I want to know that your 3 commitments are written down somewhere. And for the next 30, 40 minutes, I want you to dedicate that time to doing something about getting those commitments done. Whether it's getting a script written through collaborative efforts or through ChatGPT for a video, whether it's coming up with a blog post, whether it's downloading threads or just going on threads and figuring out what it's all about. I'd really like you guys to spend the next little while doing something, asking your questions, whether it's in this forum or if you want to head out and work on it and call me later, that works too. But I really want this time dedicated from 2 till 3 for you to be working on something. Does anyone want to share what they're going to be working on? I got you on mute, Julia. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm working on a post. I've been working on it while you've been talking and listening, so I'll
Good.
continue working today.
Good. Beth, absolutely. Love that you have those 3 commitments written down. I'm so excited to see kind of like the rural areas. I know, as Jackie was saying, those posts do really well, the non-real estate related ones, but you're out in your community, you're sharing something that catches people's eye. So I'm very excited to see those. And thank you so much for joining us. Anyone else want to share?
And don't be afraid to reach out and team up. You know, if there's somebody around your area, team up with them and say, hey, I got to shoot something. Any ideas? And before you know it, you guys are brainstorming.
Yeah, I loved seeing Herbert and James in the video together. It was so great. Ina just did her first post on Threads. That's awesome. Beth, that's awesome. You're going to get on the Threads app. You're going to get on ChatGPT and do videos. That's fabulous. Gary, what do you have going on? Three commitments that you can make between now and Wednesday. 3 commitments to reinvigorate or re-engage your audience on your social media or your drip campaign.
Thanks for putting me on the spot, Michelle.
You're welcome.
No, probably because next week I'm going to Vegas for the Mike Ferry Superstart retreat.
Nice.
So I'm gonna probably post. Yeah, I'm gonna be posting some stuff like since I'm there. But yeah, no, I would say like a lot of the stuff like you guys were talking about, I kind of already had the same mindset in terms of making a small commitments.
Good.
Right. So it's kind of, it's almost like I would say it's the opposite with everyone here compared to me in the sense of their prospecting. So everyone here has kind of a different approach with it, right? Where I would say when I first kind of started with prospecting, you kind of get a little bit nervous and you're not sure with what to say, how to say it, how it's going to come across. And then the key is just being consistent, right? So if you're not consistent, you can't expect anything to change, right? And I would just kind of say like this past week, just kind of listening to a few other speakers, like at like other top realtors, and they were kind of saying, if you haven't realized it yet, the last 12 months to 18 months, the market has changed dramatically. So kind of what are you going to do to kind of change your commitments to change everything about your business, right? So as well, if I take a look at this past week, right, I know we're like talking about social media, but how have I committed myself to kind of make sure that I'm on track to finish the year strong, and kind of also take a look at my numbers for the last 6 months, right? So if I kind of take a look at my daily contacts, I've been probably hitting about 50 to 60. So it's kind of looking at myself in the mirror and kind of asking myself, do I want to make that commitment to kind of push myself four times a week to hit 100 contacts, right? So that's something that I've kind of already started doing Monday, Tuesday, and today I'm a little bit behind, but that's kind of the goal, right? And also too, I would say, like if I don't hit that 100 contacts, kind of you always have to, like, if there's no accountability, it's one thing, but I think there has to be some type of disciplinary, what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, if you don't do it like if you don't do your job, that there has to be some type of punishment, right? So I know between me and Frank, basically, if I don't hit 100 contacts 4 times a week, and by the end of the day, whichever day that I'm working, I'm willing to donate $100 to cancer, right? So it's almost, I think, even too with the social media, right? Like you got to start off small. Like for me, I was saying to myself, like, just basically do 1 video a week on something, and then kind of compound on it slowly, right? And then I would say too, if you're going to have 2 or 3 commitments, well, everyone's kind of different depending on what type of business they're trying to go after. But I would just kind of say that if you don't do those 2 to 3 things that you said, what's the punishment? Right? It's not just about coming back next week to the Zoom meeting and saying, okay, I only did 1 thing. Well, why didn't you push yourself to do the other 2 things as well, right? So,
You did,
but yeah.
yeah, I was just gonna say to that, I think before you had gotten here, we talked a bit about kind of changing those goals as well. And although, you know, and again, my prospecting is a bit different than yours. For anyone that doesn't know, Gary's prospecting is phone calling and door knocking, and he does extremely well at it. If anyone follows him on Facebook or Instagram, you'll see him at the office at 5:30 in the morning. I would say if you have a key to Mississauga's office, please let me know if you're going to be here at 5:30 in the morning, so I don't come in here and scream that someone is in here by accident. But it is really great and it works extremely well for you. One of the things that we had mentioned is a lot of people are, as you said, extremely, you know, nervous, timid to be starting something new, especially like video marketing. And Ina took it upon herself to say, okay, I'm really not comfortable yet doing the video marketing, but instead I committed to 3 postings. I'm going to post a blog. I'm going to post market stats. I'm going to post a community event. It was awesome. And that engagement is great. That's what we're looking for. So as you know, similar to what Gary said, we want to be sticking to those goals. And with this, there's a bit more leeway as to, you know, I'm not going to force anyone to be in front of the camera, and you really have to dictate what works for your business. But that's the other reason I wanted to have these, you know, weekly sessions is accountability. And as Julia and Ina and James can attest to, I will follow up with you. I know your commitments now, and I will follow up. So I'm hoping to be able to keep on that accountability. Because as Gary said, I think it's really important. Frank, his broker of record, knows exactly how many calls that he's committing to for the week, and if he doesn't make them. So yeah, thank you, Gary, for sharing. Definitely want to see those posts from the Mike Ferry stuff in Vegas. I'm actually posting in the chat a connection that I made on Threads to a realtor by the name of Jody Woods. She's with Realty Executives in Southern Nevada, and she might just be able to chat a bit to you about Vegas, or maybe make some connections to you for you in Vegas. So that could be cool.
Okay.
Yeah, we never know, right?
Yeah,
No, maybe you
maybe
might
I'll,
like
maybe,
this too much.
well, I was gonna say, maybe I'll start my real estate career there.
There you go. See, you're already leaving us. Did anyone want to, anyone else want to share what they're committing to? Herbert's got 3 videos going out, I know. Are those going to be continuations of your series? Are they going to be new videos? What's your plan?
Yeah, so it's going to be a continuation of what I'm doing, new videos as well. Like I said, Lorena and I are going to visit that bakery. Hopefully this Friday, I'm going to be visiting James and at that house, and I'll do more interviews with Val, the original owner of that house. If you guys are stuck in terms of like, how do I do this? Or what content do I put? All you have to do really is go to TikTok, go to Instagram, see who the top producers are, and just look at their videos and see what they're doing and try to copy that, get ideas from there.
I also put the ChatGPT link in the chat. So you can always ask ChatGPT, give me 3 topics for video marketing from a Toronto realtor who wants to talk about the best places to go, best parks to go to in the summer. It could be something like that. And it doesn't have to be, super deluxe or anything like that. Definitely check out what Bunny's been doing. Bunny sells homes on Instagram, and it's very, very natural. It's very authentic, and she's really getting a point across. I know I shared last week that she's actually had her son's friends follow her on Instagram because they're not getting to that age where they're, kind of checking out the real estate market. They're kind of checking out, how does this whole home buying process work? Does this renting process work? And she's been able to provide tips through her videos. So she has about 6 or 7 of her son's friends now following her for advice. You really never know.
Or maybe they're just looking for a bunny.
Yes. Bunny is, Bunny is good, Bunny is wise. Is there anything else that anyone wanted to chat about? James, I do see your message here about the Instagrams. I'm going to email you later after our session, and we'll chat more on that. We've gone over Threads. We've gone over ChatGPT. Everyone's made commitments, which, like I said, I'll be following up on. And if no one else wants to share or talk about any themes, I really want you to get you guys working on these videos, working on your goals to download Threads, get used to ChatGPT, all of that. But anyone have anything else to share? Anything else anyone wanted to talk about? How often do I do these social media sessions? Thank you, James. That's very kind. Zooms in general. Well, we just started this our 2nd week doing the Wednesday social media power hour via Zoom. We're also, any events that we're going to be hosting, Herbert's got us all hooked up in the conference room with mic, camera. So any events that we have, we're either going to be Facebook live streaming them or doing a Zoom session. We want to make sure everyone, no matter where they are in our Realty Executives family, has access to these. I'll also be pulling any of the key pieces from the recording and posting them on our YouTube page, so you can access them whenever. For the social media session specifically, They will be every Wednesday from 1 till 3 p.m. is the block of time that I've kind of set aside. And they will be into August the 9th. So it's about 6 weeks of this. And then I kind of get you guys to have a little break and make sure that, you know, I'm not annoying you too much. But it would be awesome if everyone could attend all of them, but I know everyone's super busy. So even if you are not here, I definitely recommend blocking out 2 hours during your week to dedicate to social media content creating, looking at, you know, what new apps there are, getting that listing posted or getting that comment sent to the other agent you were working with on, you know, congratulating them, etc. I'm glad you're liking it. Yeah, this is fun. I like doing this, and I really like just connecting with everyone. And it's like, it's so great. And I know we have a great office, but even being able to have Beth with us from Tennessee, this has been awesome. Anyone have anything else they want to share? All right, I want you guys to, Herbert, do a live posting on TikTok so we can all see how it's done. I think that's going to be great. And if that's all for everyone, I want you guys to start working on your commitments. I'll be following up, and you guys have a good rest of your day, okay?
Okay, thanks, Michelle.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Michelle.
Thanks, Michelle. This was fun.
Oh, good. I'm glad you liked it.
Bye, Herbert. See you tomorrow.
Yes, bakery video. I'm excited.